I didn't touch that, and you know it. I configure this, buddy. Wow. Howdy, howdy, everybody. How's it all going for you guys today? Probably was an okay day for some of you, or for most of you, until about an hour or so ago. Almost an impossible thing to believe. It's once again one of those deals where we did not know to the extent of what was wrong, or if anything was wrong at all. For those who are just getting the word, Eddie Van Halen has passed away at the age of 65 from throat cancer. It started to circulate a little bit ago while I was still cutting grass. Was whenever it first started to pop up, everyone thought that it was maybe a cruel joke. There's of course plenty of death jokes that go around Facebook and things like that from people that have way too much time on their hands and nothing better to do. But this one was unfortunately confirmed. Eddie Van Halen gone thanks to the throat cancer at the age of 65 years old. So we are going to be playing probably a good bit of Van Halen in today's stream, as you might imagine. I myself personally, I don't want to make this about me, but I will kind of admit that I wasn't the most, actually give me just a second. I just realized I missed a call. I have a feeling I know what this call is going to be. It's from my dad. Chances are he just turned on the news. I see you called, what's up? Okay, thank you. Eddie Van Halen died. Yeah, we're talking about that here on stream. Throat cancer. That's what it was. Thanks for letting me know. Bye. As I expected. And I just got it. Yeah. Everything's coming my way. Everything's coming my way now. I'm getting messages, I'm getting calls. I'm sure I'll probably get more as the stream goes on. If that happens, I apologize. It's honestly to be expected. Anyway, yeah. So, hello. Hi everybody that's coming in. How are you doing today? Mr. Mugai, Angelic Noose, Maru, Jonathan 1979, GMC, or CMC rather, Bailey. I'm sure most of you can see the news from the title of the video. Eddie Van Halen unfortunately passing away today at the age of 65 from throat cancer. Not an easy one to process. As I was just about to say before I had to make that call, I wouldn't call myself the most massive Van Halen fan. I wasn't like a super fan. But I did enjoy the music. I loved Eddie shredding, obviously. How could you not? It's an infectious thing. Whenever I was going to college, there were 2 radio stations, 3 actually, that I could tune into whenever I was on my trek. It was about a 2-hour drive down south. to the middle of West Virginia. And the one that was closest to Pittsburgh was a little more modern. A little bit more modern rock. They would play the occasional Van Halen track, but the ones that were from once you cross the WV border from Morgantown and then closer to Buchanan, they were more, rock stations. So they played a lot of Van Halen. They would do blocks of Van Halen during block party weekends and back-to-backs and things like that. And obviously they played a lot of the hits. They didn't deep dive into the catalog of what Eddie did with Van Halen and what he was able to do outside of it and the like, but it still was something where you gained a great deal of appreciation. These are all albums. A lot of the stuff we're going to play today from the early era, unless, some of the later stuff is either requested or whatever. This was all stuff that was out before I was born, or, I was too young to really know or understand what was going on. I can't say that Eddie encouraged me to pick up a guitar, but you hear an Eddie Van Halen solo and you immediately want to air guitar. You immediately, he's one of the reasons why air guitar was a big deal in the 80s and the 90s. He was the guitar guy. He was the guitar guy. I listen. If I was in my car listening to the radio and Van Halen came on, that was not a song I skipped. That was not a song that I skipped. So those of you who happen to want to watch the stream later, I doubt you'll be able to. This stuff is going to get content claimed immediately, like everything else. This will be record time. I can almost guarantee you this will be record time. It might even not allow some folks to come in. I don't know. But, it is what it is. We have to pay tribute today. This is a guy that no matter what genre of music you listen to, there's a good chance that there's an artist out there, whether living or deceased, all depending on age, that was inspired by Eddie Van Halen. Whether it was to pick up a guitar or just consider a career in music, that's the type of effect that this stuff has. Even if it's not something where you listen to this and immediately say, I want to pick up a guitar, I want to be Eddie Van Halen, maybe you think to yourself, I want to pick up an instrument, I want to become a musician, I want to learn, I want to learn all this stuff. I want that to be my career, I want that to be my life. It doesn't matter if it's a guitar. You would still cite him as an inspiration. There's so many bands that are available and big today or around today can still trace some of their inspirations back to guitar gurus and shredders like Van Halen, like Eddie. So, this is a huge, huge loss. This is a massive one that's not only for the rock and roll community, but it's also a big one for the metal community also, considering there are a lot of shredders that came across in the 80s and the 90s, and probably even today, that could draw inspiration from Eddie Van Halen solos, and even we've had some folks in the, there was a lot of folks that were even saying in chat that one of the reasons why they wanted to pick up a guitar was because of listening to Eddie Van Halen. So that's influence alone. It kind of goes to reiterate the fact that people can be what they are on the outside or what they show outside of the arena, but sometimes you can't deny the talent. It's almost like you can't take away their abilities and things that they can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eddie's skills are completely unmatched. There are others that could play his work, and there are numerous others that practiced by learning his works, but that type of innovation and that type of creativity, the best way that I could describe his play, that it was cerebral, but then at times absolutely frantic. It really creates a great dynamic for Van Halen tracks. It causes them to have a very predictable sort of setup. You understand what you're getting. You're going to get chances are you're going to get a verse, a chorus, maybe a bridge. You're going to get a Van Halen solo. you understand what you're getting into, but you still want to listen to it because you're not sure exactly how that solo is going to go. You're not sure what's going to happen in between. You know? Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. Like, I have had nothing but a lot of negative things to say about people like Ted Nugent or Gene Simmons. You know, Gene Simmons, I think, is a raving, complete and total douchebag. But at the same time, if he happens to pass away or when that happens, I will mourn. I will mourn for the guy, because technically speaking, that guy's a rock/metal brother. You know, it's like if you have somebody who maybe wasn't that great to you during a time in your life, like God forbid, like an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend dies, and you only attach yourselves to the negative memories, and you only attach yourself to something horrible that happened. You know, there are certain situations where it's understandable that you would show absolutely no emotion and feel no pain. You know, if they did something that terrible to wrong you, I get that. But if it's just something that's petty, where you're just mad that, oh, maybe they met somebody else, or, you know, things just didn't work out because you were two different people going two different ways. You know, there's a time to be kind of a piece of shit about things, and there's other times where, you know, you got to realize that, yeah, that's still a human being. You know, it's still a person. I don't know why that's playing Eruption again. I didn't. Oh, because I'm a dummy. I know why it's doing that. We're up to I'm the One. We're playing right now the first album, Van Halen. We're shooting it through. No. I'm not going to do that. Do you know what this stream is? But anyway. How's the level on that, by the way, folks? Need to go a little bit louder. I can do that. I can adjust a little bit of settings. To make that a little bit better off. But man, this is a rough day. Absolutely a rough day. Very big surprise. One of the reasons why I was a bit delayed getting on board. I've had some other things that I was taking care of prior, but whenever I saw that news, I went to verify with sources, make sure it wasn't just us all being duped. But then, of course, once you find out that it's not true, that's whenever the realization comes. Atomic Punk? No, we haven't played that. We're a couple tracks away from Atomic Punk, man. Stick around. I'm sure anybody who was alive in '78, you know, and was, you know, functional, you know what I mean? Anybody who is functional and able to really appreciate and understand what this is all about probably listened to this album and thought to themselves, damn, you know, we knew shredders, we knew folks that could play, but this is something else. Yeah, that's why my dad called me. They do an early, like they usually do 5 o'clock news over here, but there is one station that does an early news at 4 o'clock, and I guess it was one of the top stories. That was one of the top stories on the news, you know. So that's why I had just gotten off the phone with him, not even 20 minutes beforehand. That was before I learned the news. Yeah, that was before I knew the news. So he had to call me back immediately. And the minute I saw his name as a missed call, I knew that that's what he was going to be talking about, and that's what it was going to be about. So, unsurprising. It's very unsurprising. So obviously, tons of energy, tons of love, tons of support. Everything goes out to his family, to his son, to brothers, the whole entire family, and you know, David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar, former bandmates, whether they were friends or not, doesn't matter, man. I mean, this is it's going to be a rough day for a lot of folks, so tons of energy and love going their way. Condolences to the family, obviously. Got to celebrate the music, though. You absolutely have to celebrate it. If there's ever a day to not worry about, if there's ever a day not to worry about Spotify or iTunes or YouTube's bullshit and things like that, and just, stream the stuff and play it play it the hell and back, just jam. This is definitely one of those days. This ranks up there with Lemmy or Dio. This ranks up there. Meat Mun, how are you today, sir? Hope that you're doing all right. Pretty sad day today, my friend, but glad to see you here. Missed you on Saturday, man. Glad to see you here today, though. Hope you're having I hope that you had a good weekend, brother. Opinion on Lemmy? Oh, Lemmy's a freaking god. He's a legend, dude. I mean, there's nothing that really can't be said about the dude. He had great sage advice, was, lived life by his own rules. And if anything, it should be a little bit of a lesson to all of us to not be afraid. To not be afraid to be ourselves, despite the fact that there's so many things out there that try to take that idea or try to take that concept away from you. Yeah, to work all weekend. That stinks. That stinks, brother. Does that mean that you have the next couple weekends off, or is it just something that happens often? Yeah, Keith is pretty much outliving everybody, and he's been doing that for a while. I mean, that man sometimes looks like he's a mummy that they unearthed in Egypt. Oh, Neil. That was tough news. Neil was really, really tough news back in January. I remember that when that happened, I think the final count on Last FM of the number of songs from Rush I played that day, or that weekend, was 200 or 300. It was massive. They went from being outside of the top 50 to being right in the heart of it. Oh, you usually have to do 7. Damn, man. Damn, dude. Wow. That can be... That's a grind. That gets to you. I can understand that getting to you, man. I think there's a difference of just being on call in case something happens on a day off or something like that, but then knowing that you're pretty much always going to have to do that. I mean, I guess you could never get out of the routine, but man, it's easy to get yourself feeling like you're in a rut based off of that. So yeah, I can lament with that, brother. Not from experience, but just from imagining the concept. Yeah, 8s are fine. That's at least you know exactly what you got. But yeah, this is absolutely incredible news that I don't think any of us saw coming. I don't think any of us did any of you guys know that he was doing poorly? I didn't hear any update that was saying that he was in sincere risk. That's the big thing. I knew that he had cancer, but they kind of kept that thing. They kind of kept things tightly under wraps. It's kind of like David Bowie. It was kind of like with David Bowie, only with Bowie we didn't even realize he was sick. I definitely have appreciation for those who do try to keep their private lives quiet or separate. They focus on themselves and trying to get well and all that stuff. I do have a certain level of appreciation for that, but at the same time, just wow. It literally feels like you've been blindsided whenever you get the news. Were the Sammy Hagar years of Van Halen really that bad? Tim, I think it was a lot. It's one of those early examples, or an example from 30 years ago, where the fan base places a certain lineup on a pedestal and deems it untouchable. So I think a lot of folks, it's kind of like with Alice in Chains a little bit. Like, I know that there are some folks that absolutely refuse to listen to newer Alice in Chains because they felt that it should only have ever been Lane Staley as vocalist of that band. Like, they don't even give William Duvall a chance, despite the fact that he's made excellent work with them. You know, The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here is an incredible album. It's one of my favorites from the whole discography, from the band. You know, it ranks right up there with their classics as far as I'm concerned. So I think that was a lot of the fans that preferred, you know, David Lee Roth. They saw him as the voice, and maybe didn't really give Sammy the proper due or the proper opportunity. I don't think that they're all that bad. I think the number of memorable songs is a little more sporadic. You know, you don't have as many noted Hager classics. But part of that is also from a band that's different. You know, like the whole makeup of Van Halen was very different after that point, and kind of what they were going after. They weren't a young band. You know, what you're hearing through Van Halen 1 is a very young and hungry band that just wants to shred and have fun. You know, by the time the Hager years came, they were, what was it, like 10 years older? And you can certainly tell sometimes within lyricism or within the makeup of a song, sort of the way in which a band matures, you know. It was very much I think that's one that was subject more to time, and also just I think a lot of it was the fans. You know, I think a lot of fans just were unwilling to give the guy a chance, which that's a shame, because Hager has some good stuff, man. And Hager's solo stuff is decent too, you know. He's done some great stuff overall. I remember having fun with some of that stuff whenever I was in high school. You know, the funny thing is it's been a while since I've played any Van Halen. You know, like just privately for, you know, in my own private listening. Of course, whenever I was CKN, it was hard to get to anything that was not, you know, current and in the now. You know, listening to a lot of catalog stuff during that time was really precious because there wasn't much of it. But it's been a little while. And I've obviously heard Van Halen songs like on the radio and things like that in the interim, you know, in the meantime. But to sit down and just listen to this stuff, you know, from track 1 to the last track, I mean, this is different. I love it. Hi, Water Blanc. Welcome in. How you doing? Just curious. That's a really good point. You know, that's just time. That's just life. You know, our parents had to go through that with the stars and the musicians and actors and actresses that they love. This is part of life. You know, depending on where you are in life, the way that you react or respond to something like this is extremely different. Whenever you're younger, you tend to just think, "Oh crap, you know, this is awful, this is terrible." Then you get a little bit older, and it starts to, like, it creeps in a little bit. Your own mortality starts to creep in a little bit. You know, and then once you reach to be like my dad's age, for example, you know, you hear about somebody that was very critical or very important to him or to my mom pass away, and you kind of just see the look on their face that just is almost like an expression of, oh man, it's coming soon, you know, won't be long, you know, I'm not as young as I used to be and things like that. But yeah, every one of our heroes will die at some point, just as we will die at some point. But we will have eternal memories through the music, you know, through the acting, through whatever it might be, and then the impact that we leave on the world is incredibly important and huge whenever it comes to how our legacies are going to be remembered, since we don't necessarily have a worldwide platform in order to operate with. New Creator song was great, man. Thanks for stopping in, Daniel. Greetings from PA, here in the US of A. Yeah, Creator having a new disc hopefully coming out soon. I'm hoping for 2021. No official date as of yet. Just a lot of love for what that band's been able to do. I'm happy for the quicker turnaround. This definitely seems to be a quicker turnaround coming this time than we got after Phantom Antichrist. What's up, Nemo? What's up, Nemo? Want to come up for a second? Say hello to everybody. Flash from big old grin, buddy. Flash from big old grin, buddy. Oh, you're a little too high up, huh? A little too high up. You okay? Give him a little love. Give him a little love, bud. Give him a little love, bud. There you go. Okay, I'll put you down. There you go. That's a good boy, Neems. Will the next poll be? Well, I'm going to take a look at things over here. As of right now, I still need to get some information from some people. Please get your claws off the chair, Nemo. Thank you. There's a couple of folks that still need to notch me a couple suggestions. If they don't give me suggestions by Saturday, we will probably have a crazy poll day on Saturday, because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 polls that have not been done yet. And originally we were going to do some stuff with the 10 free ones that you guys got, but we're going to hold off until Thursday for that. We're going to hold off until Thursday for that. We're going to stick with this being geared toward not only Eddie, but if anything, we might even toss on an additional stream and have this one mostly be donation free. Maybe just hang out and chat for today, listen to some Van Halen, maybe jam to some Halen until about 6 or 6:30, and call her a mulligan. That's my thought. I listened to Nazarine's new EP that she released yesterday. I have that on my to listen to list. I saw that came out. On my side, there was something that was coming out this morning at 1:45 a.m. Not this morning, but the morning that just passed. And I was hoping to stay up for it, but ended up crashing beforehand, so I have to listen to some of her stuff. But I heard of Sonata Arctica, I have, Zeus. Their stuff's okay. I would say that out of the major metal styles, like the major metal tree branches, power metal is probably the one that I'm the most inexperienced with. I've listened to a lot of stuff, but my knowledge of it tends to be a little wobbly. Hi, Mike. Yes, rest in peace to Eddie, indeed. So, going back to the polls, though, that we have going on, if I call out your name and you happen to be in chat, you have the option of dropping an idea for a video in a poll. Those names are Myth MS, Christian Moore, Maru. Myth MS actually has 2. Meatmun, you actually have 1 in your back pocket, and Brooke C. So if you guys happen to be in chat, you do have the option of either giving an idea. You can defer your idea ability, your privilege to another member of chat, if you wish. Or you can just defer it completely and say that you don't want to offer an idea at all. That's fine. Halloween? Absolutely. Keeper of the 7 Keys, man. Halloween's great. I Want Out is amazing. Oh, man. Now I want to listen to I Want Out by Halloween, but that's the one thing that you might not know about me. This is sort of a little behind the scenes. Oh, you did give that to Wobbin. You're right, Maru. Never mind. You are absolutely correct. And that's actually in luck. That's actually in luck. Thank you. This is why I need all y'all to keep me straight. Apparently, Wobbin's going to be interviewing members of Sirith Ungol. And I'm going to try and see if I can't get a couple questions together to ask for that. Maybe see if I can get my paw print on that a little bit. I'll ask him. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Mario. That generosity happened on Saturday. I thought I had that written down. But that's okay. We got her. But, oh, you've seen him twice, John C? Dude, lucky dog. Blind Guardian's awesome. How about Gamma Ray? You guys, big Gamma Ray folks? No World Order, for example. Awesome album. Love that disc. Power Plant. I really like what Gamma Ray does. Gamma Ray is one of my... my best friend and I picked up No World Order at the store that I used to work at back whenever it first came out. And that thing, I swear to you, we wore that shit out. Like, we wore that album out. It was his, like, he was the one that bought it, but man, the two of us, we must have played through that thing. God, I can't even think about how many times. Borealis. Blanky, I have to ask this question. I feel that I am legally and I'm also like bonded by friendship to ask this question. Considering we have only gotten the opportunity to communicate, I believe, twice so far this year, what has the Zeitgeist been up to during the pandemic, the 2020 hell year that we are currently engaged in? Please give us a Zeitgeist update. What has he been up to? I need a Zeitgeist report. I'm gonna like this, eh? Very good. Very good, my friend. And also, how in the world are you and your lady friend doing? I hope everything's going well for you, brother. Man, I'll tell you another thing about these albums, dude. He has released 2 very small workout vids. I see. I don't know why, but I now see him I see him doing this sort of in the form of Arnold Schwarzenegger meets Jane Fonda, where like he's trying to be big and strong, but at the same time is moving like a Jane Fonda actress, or like one of those old jazzercise things. Feet on Fits 1 and 2. Okay, this is getting written down by your boy over here, because your boy wants to completely and totally laugh himself stupid tonight. I'm going to need it after today, because this has been a day, mind I say. Like Jane Fonda? Oh my god! In that case, I might have to let my mom see that, because, brother, whenever I was a kid, my mom, whenever she ever got into a fitness craze, was all about that Jane Fonda workout VHS. Yep, 41 future videos. We have 10 also that are going to be for free. Brother. Unless this is going to scare her into a heart attack, I might have to share it with her. Oh man, that's wild. If we get to 1 million videos, what happens? Then I have a lot of work to do, and y'all gonna have to just like be patient, especially those of you near like the, I don't know, like 250,000 mark, because at that point my brain will just hurt. I think we would enter into some Guinness Book of World Records if we somehow got $100 million on this, through this whatever we're calling this. If Halloween did Seventh Son by Maiden, I'd listen to it. I'd check it out. Fox, this is Van Halen The song is entitled On Fire. This is from their very first album back in '78. We're paying tribute to Eddie Van Halen, who unfortunately passed away today at the age of 65 from throat cancer. And it still sucks to say. I'm not gonna lie, it still sucks to say. Let's jump ahead a couple years. Let's jump ahead, say, 6 years. Is the new AC/DC album out yet? It is not. That is going to be... it's another month or so. Grunge or metal and buy. That's hard for me because I love both, so I'm just going to take both and not pick. I'm going to just vote for C, both of the above, or Dukakis. I'm voting for Nader. If anybody gets that reference, then you are exactly my kind of years old. Running with the Devil. We played that already, but I can probably drop it again here a little bit later on. We're going to go through 1984 right now. Yeah, we'll probably be just jamming a bunch of Van Halen until about 6 or 6:30, and then I may add another stream on to viewer Videomania just to call them mulligan. Yeah, I predicted this many months ago. Oh. Are we speaking specifically about Van Halen, or what exactly did I predict? Just to let me know, keep me straight. Best Chris Jericho match. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah. I hate when I'm right sometimes, and forgot completely about that, so I don't even, that's nothing to gloat about at all, you know what I'm saying? Best Jericho match, though, is, man, oh man, I'm going to go way back. If we're talking pure wrestling contest, it's probably the one that he had at WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels. But I think the matchup where he got the biggest pop was in the year 2000, or was it 99? It was 2000, when he won the world title off of Triple H, WWF Championship at that point, but it had to get reversed. I think that is one of the biggest pops that you heard at WWF at that time that wasn't for Stone Cold, The Rock, or Triple H. Oh, I know. I'm just answering that question. If you watch a video about that, Mike, you'll notice that there's whenever he first comes out, there's this weird dinging noise in the background. The announcing is going on, and he's dancing as he's coming out to his theme, and you just hear in the background for reasons unknown. Reasons unclear. Who here remembers that Eddie Van Halen played guitar for a couple Michael Jackson tracks? Do I still watch it? No. No, I canceled the network. I don't check out the show. I check out highlights, or I listen to recaps. But no, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. After the way they handled the pandemic, I'm just done. But man, who remembers whenever Van Halen did a couple of solos for some Michael Jackson tracks? Beat it, there you go. And that's a great solo. That is honestly, it doesn't sound like it's much from a technical standpoint, especially guitar players that are intimately familiar with Technique, but man, it was just hearing that in a Jackson song made you freaking hype. You know? Because at that point, you know, really at the point of Van Halen's first album coming out in 78, he was the artist that had made it. And Michael was still, he wasn't quite there yet. You know, Off the Wall, if I recall, didn't come out until the next year. It was 79, I think, or maybe it was 1980. And then you didn't have a new Michael Jackson album proper until Thriller came out in 1984, 83 or 84. I think it was 84. So there was a couple year gap there where, you know, there was extensive touring and things going on for Off the Wall, but by the time Bad had come out, which was late 80s, to hear Halen on that track was incredible. It was crazy. You know, it was absolutely crazy. 82 for Thriller. Thank you. I used to know all that stuff with Jackson, but my memory of of exact dates and stuff like that has become fuzzy. It's become very muddy. That'll be another. That's another superstar that I really liked whenever I was younger. That I'm going to have to like go back and revisit. You know. That's kind of what tends to happen whenever one of these moments happen, is that I start, you know, I envelop myself in the music of the artist who's passed for, you know, a couple hours or a good portion of the day or whatever it is, but it leads me to other things, you know. It's almost like playing 6 degrees of separation with music artists. You know, you want to find ways to connect everybody, you know. So, you know, one thing will lead to another, you know. Eddie Van Halen is to Neil Peart because Peart also passed away in the year 2020 and Rush was active in the 1970s. Rob Zombie wants to do his own twist on Texas Chainsaw. Ugh. It's my favorite guitar solo from Eddie. I really like the one from Beat It that he did with Michael Jackson. I really love Running with the Devil, despite the fact that it's a little more basic. Eruption's fantastic. A lot of my stuff focuses a lot on like early age Eddie, where the spontaneity was a little bit greater. That's again no knock on the Hagar era. They were just a little bit of a different band at that point. You know what I'm saying? On the earliest albums, like up to like 84 and, you know, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge and, you know, going further with like 5150, OU 812, etc. It's just, there seems like during that era, there was a lot more of the way of just unpredictability out of not only his guitar, but also the band. So, I still remember that one of the first songs that I ever heard from, one of the first songs I ever heard from Van Halen whenever I was much younger, was Hot for Teacher. Because back then there were times where I just had MTV or VH1 on sporadically throughout the day because they were not, and especially VH1 was very good for this. VH1 was not as deeply ingrained into like reality TV. Like they didn't have The Real World, they didn't have Beavis and Butthead, or, you know, some of the other like alternate programming that MTV did. You know, a lot of what VH1 did was literally geared toward music video. So at any point in time during the day on VH1, you could see videos of just about any distinction. And so they had started running like classic video blocks. Because the time frame I'm talking about right now is like 95, 96. So Hot for Teacher as a track was already 10 plus years old. And the video, of course, there was a video for it. It made the early days of music video. And it was considered a classic video, which it is. See you later, Ross. But, and another place where you could see a lot of that stuff whenever I was younger was a station called The Box. I don't know if there was probably some very comparable versions of this idea, probably throughout the world or throughout the United States, maybe under different names. But what it was a call-in. It was a call-in music video station. So similar to if you were to call into the radio and request a song to be played, you called in to The Box, and for a fee of like $1.99 per video or whatever it was, I forget what the rates were. I never actually called in, because that charges your phone bill and all that shit. But if you called in and you wanted to hear a video, you typed in a 3-digit code, and they would play the music video for that song. And this is from an era where there was a lot of videos. If you wanted to have a single out and have any sort of momentum or any sort of visibility on the music radar, you had to have a music video for what you were doing. So that was just something that you needed. So folks would call in, they would request videos, and they would request some old stuff as well as some new stuff. Hi, Christian. Christian, just so you know, you do have a video idea that you could suggest for a future poll that we're going to have. I wanted to let you know that. Yeah, JW, it is still pretty hard to process. We knew that Eddie was stricken with cancer, but I don't think we were really certain of how serious it was. But it's again proof that cancer can take you, and they can take it quick. Long, thanks for stopping out, sir. I appreciate everything. I hope that things improve for you, my friend. Thank you for the Zeitgeist updates. We'll catch you next time, sir. The original bassist, Mark Stone, also died a few days earlier. Jeez. Man. Yeah, Brandon, definitely not good news. This is definitely not good news. Just another showcase that, if you ever put money toward a cancer donation, for a cancer society or anything like that, your money is hopefully going to eradicate one of the worst diseases on the planet. I lost both of my grandmothers to cancer, one in 2005 and one in 2011. Some of you old heads might remember the tribute video I made for the one who passed in 2011. But my mother had cancer. She's a survivor. Oh my gosh, she's like a 25-year survivor. It's wild. But, it's a horrible, horrible disease. Whenever you're young and it's, not very aggressive, it's something that you can beat. But the more aggressive it gets and the older you get, the more it changes you. I remember with my grandmother, she seemed like she was okay, right around the time she got the diagnosis, but the minute that they started the treatment, which included radiation, that was whenever everything just went downhill. Like it just. Sometimes I think that the treatment causes it to spread faster. Like it gives it gives it a bus pass to the remaining parts of the body where it's able to just grow exponentially. Going to work tomorrow. Hey, that's cool. Will this be your first day back at work since the pandemic? We lost Derek Jones of Falling in Reverse. Man, that has to be young. He'd have to be absolutely very young, because they're not a very old band. I know something that's going to make Maru feel better about the day. Maybe some of the rest of you too. How you doing? How you doing? You're too young to know about Eddie Van Halen. He's a very important person. You're listening to him right now. Here at guitar, that's him. He's been playing. He's a good person. He's a very, very good guitar player. He's a very good kid. You're a very, very good kid. Yes. You're in your glory. She's in her glory. She's in her glory right now. There you go. There you go, girlfriend. Imagine if we lost Ringo Starr. I mean, we will one day. It's gonna happen. You know, it's like we were saying earlier. You know, nobody is safe from death. Nobody's immortal. Nobody will be immortal. What makes immortal, though, is our memories of them. They'll be immortal to us. You know, the music of folks will live on long after they die. But even with that, the funny thing about that is, shoot, there's going to be a lot of music out there that's going to be forgotten to the rest of the world within, you know, a couple of generations. I don't know, Maru. I don't know if I'm going to mail her to Abu Dhabi just like Garfield would the normal. You might have to put yourself in an envelope and mail yourself to her. She's like kind of giving me this look like, no, I don't want to move. You know, like, the one thing that I will say with, and I hope that this continues with future generations, that it does seem that this generation has a real, there's like a spark within them that wants to explore some older music or older movies and things like that. They want to explore. Maybe it's because of the whole idea of, hey, I want to review or talk about this stuff. I want to dig things up. I want to see how society was different 50 years ago. But there does seem to be a drive where a lot of folks are consuming like some older, you know, more nostalgic media. So there's a good chance that stuff that's released these days, or at least some of it, will be retained. But again, like, I was thinking about this the other night because Faith was out in the living room. She was watching VH1 Classic. So obviously we have that in common. But they were playing like Nirvana or songs from the 80s, which doesn't seem like it's all that long ago. But then I got to thinking, I was like, man, Smells Like Teen Spirit is almost 30 years old. You know, it's almost 30 years old. Some of the songs from the 1980s, you know, they're going to be pushing 40. Yeah, that awkward moment in 1970 was 50 years ago. Which is bad for me, because it means that in 14 years, I'll be 50. I'll be ancient. I'll be experiencing my silver university. Top 10 songs in all Tony Hawk games. Very good, Christian. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. In before 99, Quite Bitter Beings becomes number 1. That was the song I always went for whenever I played, what was that? I think it was Pro Skater 3. Because I had that on the GameCube. Man. That was a good game. I really liked that game a lot. We'll be 50 in 14 years, don't remind you. 36 Club, man. 36 Club. Dang. It's the worst club right now because there's all these other folks and you're just like, ah, fuck. To be young again. You know, to be but a wee 10-year-old. Or hell, to be a 16-year-old with the foreknowledge that there would be 20 years left in Eddie's life, or a lot of the folks that we've lost would still be around. Nice, Cobes. Nice. Alright, John, how you doing? Yeah, I got your video suggestion. Thanks, Kristen. I appreciate it. Hey, we're actually able to do a poll, or we can do a poll based off of that right now, but I think we're going to hold off till Thursday. I'll have this one stick to being serious and, the tribute toward Eddie. Unless y'all really, really want to do it that bad. Alright, now I'm kind of on the fringe of just holding it off. Yeah, Drelex, it's been a rough day. Okay, later is now. Hi. What's up, man? Welcome back. Don't know how long I can stay, but I just wanted to tell you. In the cake, there's a nail file. Use the nail file to grind through the bars. Then use it to poke at, the guards. And then karate chop them to kill them. But, yeah, it's been a rough day, man. I don't know where we're going to go after this. Maybe over the fair warning, maybe we'll go a little bit, advance a little higher up in time, maybe go with for unlawful carnal knowledge, or maybe even balance. Maybe we'll throw on balance. Balance was the first Van Halen album I can remember seeing in stores and recognizing the band name, in 1995. But we're going to see where we're going to go from here. Hi, Mike. We do have 42 concurrent viewers. Maybe we will throw a poll up. You guys want to do a poll today, or do you want to hold off until Thursday? I'm literally going to take a poll about polls. You guys want to answer a poll right now, or would you rather hold off until Thursday for it? Lonky says put up the poll. Ross says Thursday, so we're tied up. Fuck yeah, do it now. There's two. It's 2-2. Hold it till Thursday. Poll up 3-2. There's 4. 4-2. Yeah, this is. Passio says now. Certified Media says now. PlayStation Metalhead says poll up. Let's just chat for now. Thursday probably. So we're 5-3. Just do it, says Motto. I think songs from the 80s and 70s have been forgotten by today's audiences because of the mainstream audience. Summon the troll to sit on the pole. Poll. Alright, we're going to do the poll. We'll do one of the polls. Which poll, though? You'll know. I believe you have a horse in that race there, my friend. You do. Have those songs been forgotten? There's a lot that have. Absolutely, there's been a lot that has been forgotten. You have to remember that within popular society and popular conscious, a lot of the stuff that's recalled are things that are brought back and shared by a lot of people, so that's kind of the big deal. So Take On Me, for example, if you want to talk about a song that will probably live in immortality, there's a good example right there. But, it's not like that was the only song from that early era. Same thing with the 70s. You don't hear as much disco these days. You hear maybe the same 3 or 4 songs that are associated with it. So there's a great deal out there that has been forgotten by a lot of folks. So it becomes up to them to go back and try that stuff. Check that stuff out and listen to it. so we have we'll have 4 selections, 4 options for this poll, and this is for one of the chat-funded videos. I want to make sure I have the correct number on here of which one this is. So this is for, I believe, video number 36. Let me confirm real fast. It is. So video number 36 out of the 41 so far that have been funded could potentially be out of these choices that you're about to see once I finish this up. The poll, I think we're going to have the poll run until 6. So it's going to be a short poll, short turnaround time. In fact, we're going to make it 6:10. We're going to give it an even hour. We're going to give it an even hour. So you're about to see a link in chat. That is a link for this poll. You are voting on a video. These are 4 video options, 4 video choices. The one that has the most votes at the end of the hour, will be the one that ends up winning. As long as one person remembers it's not forgotten, I agree. Oh, absolutely. You know, it's not completely forgotten or wiped off the map. That's absolutely true. But, it's something where it depends on your definition. Like, are you worried or concerned about it being known to a large branch of culture, or is it something where just it being known by a few people is enough? Because I think every single band that's ever existed has had at least one fan. At least I would hope so. You know, there will be some that I'm sure will be forgotten for years upon years, and then have somebody come across the song, especially in this era now with like things like Spotify or iTunes or the like, with the wealth of music being available to pretty much everybody. You know what I mean? I have participated. Yay! So yeah, the 4 options for those of you who have not clicked on that link yet to vote. We have the top 10 songs in all Tony Hawk games. We have albums that connect you as a family. That meaning myself and my immediate family. So my girlfriend as well as my parents. Or any other members of the family. It's probably just going to focus heavily, more so heavily on those 3 people. Though I may get into some asides about one of my 2 grandmothers who really helped out majorly with my early quest for vinyl music, for vinyl records and music that direction and that way. But then we also have Emperor Prometheus, The Discipline of Fire and Demise album review, and 5 reasons why people love Elton John. Those are the 4 options. Check them out, and if you haven't voted already, go ahead and vote. I will drop the old link 1 final time, 3 final times actually. I see 36 of y'all in here, 37 now. Everyone's saying, I voted. I will be voting in person. Oh wait, we're talking the wrong thing. Now you'll probably only vote once. You'll only be able to vote once. Should only be able to vote once. If you're able to vote multiple times, and I've done something wrong. And I've done something bad. I've done goofed. If that's the case. Yeah, we'll keep it up till 6:10. Stream will probably end about 20 minutes or so after that. And Meatmud didn't vote. At least vote for Nader. You're teaching teenagers in Spain, and when they don't know Queen or Stevie Wonder, I'm so disappointed. I doubt they know Van Halen. However, I do have one student who likes Motorhead a lot. Yeah, Johnny. There's a stream that I watch late at night. It's a gambling stream, and I think I mentioned this in chat before. The folks were one of the two guys who were unaware who Queen was. And I was incredibly surprised because it seemed like Queen was a group that resonated regardless of generation. You know, they were, maybe I took it for granted and thought to myself, oh, well, it's Queen. Everybody knows Queen. And it's not just because, you know, Queen was my generation, you know, because Queen really, classic Queen wasn't my generation at all. You know, it was 10 years before my time. But cool that you're teaching them, man. You know, showing them that music or telling them about that music, you might just inspire one of them to become a great shredder or you know, pick up guitar or music as a great, you know, after-school activity or something that they really take a big interest in. That's the coolest part about being in that situation, is that you can be a real positive force in their life. Can only vote once? Good that I did things right. Yay! Your parents know somebody who says he hates Queen? That does seem really tough. It kind of does. Because, like, even if you don't, like, necessarily like Queen or, like, listen to them every day, I've never really met anybody that just has downright said to me, oh, God, not Queen, I hate Queen. You know, like, it's... New generation's missing out on Queen. It's good stuff, I'm telling you. Like, there's a lot of great stuff out there. Man, that's so weird. Is this a Van Halen playlist that I'm playing? I'm just jumping from one album to the next. Oh, yeah. Now, see, Anton, there's absolutely... There's, like, nothing at all wrong with being... We're being tired of hearing songs if you've heard them a lot. Because that doesn't mean you know, that isn't saying that you have no respect for a band or you don't like them or hate them. It just means you've heard those songs enough. Like, they've been in circulation or in your face or in your ears more than you would prefer. Meat Mun's just joshing. He's joshing, dicking, Richardson. Might even be doing some I don't know, Tevins. I know what I'm talking about. But it's my favorite Van Halen album. I have always been very, very big on Van Halen 1. The originator. The one that started it all. It's the reason why it was the one that I played the first. Good album. Really, really good album. You know what? Before we go off to Balance, I think we have to play 2 tracks from Women and Children first. I think we have to play In the Cradle Will Rock and Everybody Wants Some. I think that's just necessary, right? And then we'll go into the 90s with Balance. That's the thing about these albums. They are not necessarily... They're not long. They're not long albums at all. These are just fun... You know, they're fun guitar albums. But, yeah, I think I heard that they are going to be putting out something together from that tour. Album reviewer guy. It's either going to be something from the tour, it's going to be studio, it's something like that. Oh, excuse me. ELP versus ELF. That'd be ELP. You're tired of hearing Metallica? Metallica is definitely one that has some problems. whenever it comes to being played over and over and over and over and over again, man. I think the big reason is that in this area they play the singles only. They don't, like, if you hear Bleeding Me on the radio over here during a Metallica block, it is extremely surprising. And that is when the radio does not get turned off. And if somebody tries to change the station, they have put their own life at risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to hear something that's completely off the rails or doesn't make sense. Yep, mandatory Metallica, correct. They loved... That was a big thing, was alliterative names or like something really clever or something like that. Like over here they did mandatory Metallica, they did Get the Let Out for Led Zeppelin, and then they did something for Fish. And I'm not talking about the lead singer of Marillion, I'm talking about the PH band, the jam band. And I forget what it was. It also had like a snappy, quirky title to it also. But yeah, that's, Anton nailed it on the head. That's exactly what they called it over here, was mandatory Metallica. And basically mandatory Metallica meant that they played Master of Puppets, 1, and either Sad But True or Enter Sandman. And then the fourth song was always a wild card. You know, maybe it was King Nothing, maybe it was Bleeding Me for a surprise, maybe it was Whiskey in the Jar. Funnily enough, or maybe it was The Unforgiven or Unforgiven 2, you know, one of those two tracks. You know, it was never something that was sort of out of left field. You weren't going to hear The House That Jack Built. You weren't going to hear the Merciful Fate medley, mostly because of its length, but also for some of its references and stuff like that. Oh wow, well you had a nice one where they did Out of the Pit. That sounds like that would be like a Testament block. That'd be perfect for a Testament block. If you ever start a heavy metal, like an extreme metal, like online radio station or like an XM station, keep that one in your head. Use that for like a Testament block, Out of the Pit, or the Metal Testament or something. Oh, that sounds really stupid. Hey, Jeriel. Yeah. Yeah, it's a rough day, man. You're absolutely right, man. Horns up for him. You want mandatory Tool? I feel like that block would be... There's like a really good chance that block would be really long if I did that. Like if I ever did that. You know? Because I had like a really big hard-on for Wings for Marie. And, you know, songs like Ticks and Leeches and things like that. Like the longer that they went, it seemed like the better that they were. Although there were varying results for that. You know, I would have to play Tempest. Now I'd have to play Tempest in that. Mandatory epics. So basically, this would be if CKN and Community had a radio station, and that would just be the name of Evil Toad's show. I have to throw that nod at him just because we all know about his epics playlist, which is pretty long. I gotta say, like I scoped that out. I think it was last night or 2 nights ago. It's getting some serious length to it. Absolutely Abbott. Oh my gosh. An oppressive amount of Opeth. That'd be whenever you gather a bunch of old school Opeth fans together and play nothing but songs from the new albums. Link to the playlist for his Epics playlist. Yeah, I'll grab it. I'll grab it for you. So I have it. Once I find it. There it is. I think I should be able to do this thing. Like, there's a lot of stuff on here I don't even recognize. Like, I don't even recognize it, brother. Yeah, there's the Epics playlist. By Evil Toad. All of a sudden he'll get a bunch of followers and be like, when the hell did that happen? Why did that happen? And I'll just be sitting there in the corner like, do. Mandatory epics with receding hairline. I don't have enough music in my brain to make that. I might still have too much hair considering it hasn't receded much in the past year or so. You want to come back up? Want to listen to more Eddie? Want to listen to more Eddie? You want to listen to more Eddie? You want to listen to more Eddie? Come here, you. Come here, you. Oh, you're giving me that stink eye. Stink eye. Okay, bye-bye. Only 22 hours long. His? You mean 528? It's cute. It really is kind of adorable. It really is adorable. Especially considering my 2020 releases playlist is only 227 hours. It's so short. It's only 10 days. That's not enough. That's not nearly long enough. Anyway, we're going to move ahead. We're going to go to 1995. We're going to listen to Balance. This is one of those sort of somewhat iconic album covers. I'm not going to have you up here with the people. I'm just going to have you right here with me. You can do what you want. You can do what you want. I'm not going to hold you. I know you want to seem like you know what you're doing. You want to have that control. Howie, don't do that. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I love you. Starts off with the Seventh Seal. Balance, I feel, is one of those albums whose the cover is more iconic than the album at all. Hey, those are rookie numbers. You're sorry if you offended my hair. Let me ask you real quick. Hair, are you offended? Can you speak up? It sounds like you're really far away. Dude, it's all good. No worries, man. We'll probably get to 5150 before things end. And now, the real star of the show. Who's more interested in the chord. Never-ending Nickelback. I kind of have that. That's sort of in my future because there's a Rankamon Nickelback that is going to be happening. So I mean, maybe what I should actually do for that is I should just like throw a fit on the video and I'll just like defer over to videos of you, Brandon, and you can just do it for me. It's my favorite Van Halen song. The one I think about the most is Ain't Talking About Love. It really is. I think of that opening sometimes just as I'm like walking someplace. Like it just seems like the perfect build-up music for something. Hey Christian, you have yourself a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the video idea. Well, next time I see you, I'll let you know whether or not it was victorious. What will be really terrible about that video, and how it'll probably be bad, is that I probably will approach that seriously and not flip shit. You know what I mean? Like, I probably won't be flipping shit in that video at all. That is going to be the big thing. Best video game soundtrack, like not licensed tracks. Oh man, that's a really good question. The one I've listened to the most has been La Mulana 1 by Nigero. But then I also listened to a lot of Potential for Anything off the VVV soundtrack, which is aptly titled PPP PPP. A lot of great indie games from the early 2010s had amazing soundtracks. Like the soundtrack for Dust is terrific. It's beautiful. Same thing for Bastion. Bastion had some wonderful music on it. The Meat Boy stuff is always really hype. Andrew Holschwitz did Holschat did really great work on both Doom 2016 as well as for Dusk. So Dust and Dusk, they're two different games, two completely different styles, mind you. So, I will have to look over there. I believe I still owe you a song, don't I, Meatman? From a week ago. I think I still owe you. What am I doing? Why am I doing this over here? Because I'm a big dumb. No, we're gonna, I need to share that poll with you. I need to share that poll link again. So we're going to do that. For those of you who are yet to vote in the poll, that's what you're seeing in chat right now. Oh my god, you little toaster. If I ever become Little Toaster, you will know that I have reached peak desperation. You know, send help. Or, you know, send record contracts, whichever. Send record contracts for me. Blazy, I feel like I'm doing so much right around your face. Please be careful, sweetheart. She's still down here. She's still hanging out. She's being a good lap cat. She's being the best kind of lap cat. What day did Eddie die? Today. Today was whenever it was announced. So, Dark Souls had really moody atmosphere. Like, that atmosphere was really, like, just as big a part of it. Oh, what in the world is just happening? What? We have 31 bucks from Meatman and says, knife porn. Oh, I take it this is something for me to look at. I want to open this real quick. What do we got here? Oh my god! What? Holy crap, holy. Just looking at that price. It's like, shoot. Wait, you could get that knife or you could fund 32 videos. You decide. Oh my gosh. That is a damn nice looking knife though, I must say. Holy shiitake. There's also a 10-minute knife for another stream. It has the best album art. Yeah, we'll do that for another stream. They get even more expensive? I believe it, dude. Like, I do not doubt you for a second. A disco rap mixtape. I just saw those words after I finished my last statement and was like, my brain does not know how to process that. Like, all I'm thinking about is Dancing Queen, only instead of it being ABBA, it's me rapping horribly. And that just sounds really disrespectful to ABBA. And to anybody with taste. It just seems disrespectful to people with taste. wow. Do you remember when I told you to keep blazing? I said 4 kittens were more than enough? Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that. Well, I guess that the old adage is true. If you think 4 are enough, you could always have 5. Or in my case, you could always have 7. You know, wasn't always the plan. Wasn't always a plan, but I can guarantee you, Cornell was always a plan. You know, Cornell was always the plan, because originally we thought we wanted nothing but males. But you know, the main problem was that we were used to the boys, and we didn't want to worry about potential breeding or anything like that. But we took care of that really early, so it didn't really matter. And when Blazy started becoming she became Shadow Blazy, where she was following me around everywhere. You know, she was hanging out on me. She was like climbing on me, resting on me, sleeping on me. Like the bond that happened. Good Christ. The Halo series of knives, they always hold their value and will always appreciate in value. Those are all limited editions, right? Like, they only have a limited number available? Because anything that has that going for it, especially the lower that the number is, you know, so long as they are good-looking pieces of equipment and are effective, you know, they'll grow in value. Like, I bet you that to a collector in 5 years will be worth double what it's selling for. I'll be right back, folks. I need to pee. Probably gonna take a break here shortly also. Hi, Corny. One thing I am really kind of peeved that I lost whenever the laptop went to hell and died. You know, I had this idea that I was never going to do because I have the music skills of a potato. But I thought, what about a Black Gaze album where every track was a representation of one of the personality of a different cat that I've had in my life over the past decade. So there'd be a grand total of like 9 of them. There'd be a grand total of like 9 tracks. 9, 10, 10. Sorry. I mean, that'd be a long album if it's traditional Black Gaze, but you know. I had this idea, like, I think it was the same year the kittens were born. So in, like, 2018, I think I was going to call the album, I forget if it was Clouder, because it's a clouder of cats, or if there was another word that I was going to use for that. I'm a metal potato. That is right. I am the best metal potato. A group of cats. It is a clouder. I don't think that was what I was using. I don't think that's the word I was thinking of. Oh, it must be clouder. Whatever. I thought about that idea, but of course, you know, the minute that I remember that I have absolutely no musical talent. I can buy you an island. I feel like now I should be listening to Everclear. I will buy you a garden where your flowers will bloom. I will buy you a new car, perfect, shiny, and new. I will buy you that big house way up in the West Hills. I will buy you a new life. A fuck ton of feline. I don't think that was it either. I remember like the album title was going to be like The Group of Cats, like whatever that was called, which I think it is just Clouder. Because I remember, I think the project was going to be entitled Phantom, but it was going to be the French spelling of it. You're not allowed to drive? Well, I guess I'm buying myself that new car, perfect, shiny, and new. PlayStation Metalhead wants us to interject for all of 1 second and play You Suffer by Napalm Death. My response to that is, sure. Why not? We'll do it. Hey, PlayStation Metalhead, that means you can provide us with a video idea. And actually, so can Meatman. Meatman, you have 2 ideas now on the table that you can use or you can defer to other folks. Glaring, that was it. I believe it was entitled Glaring. See, this is why I wish I had that file, because that file, I had everything. Like, not only did I have the title of it and the track listing for it, like, all thought up in my mind, but I had a description of what each track was going to sound like directly after all of that. It's gone now. I can't even... The only thing that I could tell you, I knew someone was going to do that. I was convinced that someone was going to just, like, fund that themselves to ensure it happens. But we'll throw it up on the poll, my friend. There it be. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it that I add that to this. No, I didn't. I need to do that. But yeah, I had the only thing that I remembered from those descriptions was there's a cat that had passed away. It was part of Mitten's litter. It wasn't technically ours. You know, technically it was not our cat. You know, Faith and I. But essentially we cared for it like it was our own, because the owners, which were Faith's brother and his now ex-wife, were not doing anything. You know, they were not even noticing the fact that Thor wasn't eating. He was just hanging out in front of the door to Faith's old room back at her brother's place whenever she lived over there. Like, this is 1,000 years ago at this point. Like, they just did nothing. So, he became very, very close with us. Thor did. To the point that whenever he went out to live with Faith's mother out there on the farm, that was his happy place. Like, he became so much better of a cat out there. But anytime we stopped out there, he like ran up to us. But he unfortunately passed away. He was hit by a car out there. So I know that the end of that song was going to be extremely somber. Like, it was going to be a real up and down emotional track. Defer one request to Metal Douche Mike. Will do. So, Metal Douche Mike. You have yourself a video idea that you can offer thanks to the philanthropic arm of Meatman. Is that your idea there? Review all Dio albums from his solo career, so you want to rank them all Dio. Hi, Keith. What's going on, man? I dig the band Midnight. Yeah, I actually had a poster of them there for a while too. I think it was like on the other side of one of my posters, like one of my other posters, or it was one that I always tried to get up in the old studio and I couldn't. Burp. Was Eddie Van Halen my cat? No. No, we're talking this is the actual Eddie Van Halen. Yeah, see you later, Ross. See you later for real right now, man. It is pretty neat, and you know, you have to understand, it's nice to see a bunch of different, a lot of different things out there. You know, even if some things are just purely vintage or probably will only have an audience of those who like that to begin with, you know, it's not necessarily going to put them over in a major way. Just the fact that they're playing what they love and what they really enjoy is good enough for me. We totally need to take like a 1 second detour, literally. We have to take a 1 second detour after Amsterdam finishes up. Whenever I say it's a 1 second detour, I'm not kidding. Now you got a video suggestion, not a song selection. Okay. Again! Do it again! Yes, after every song we play You Suffer again. You know the worst part about that, Blonky? I have to scrabble that now. Because it's not going to do it on its own. That request has made me do extra work. Hot diggity. That's alright, it's not like I've done that 1,001 times before. There's one imposter! Oh, shit. Well, I was over in the engine room trying to get that task done. Then I noticed that somebody freaking fucked up comms. Somebody turned the comm system out. I was talking with him, and you know what? Brandon. I'm pretty sure Brandon took Mike, snapped his neck, left him in the parlor for all of us to see. That's why we had to call this meeting. Oh, I hate my brain sometimes. I bet you someone's made Among Us porn. Bet you someone's made Among Us porn. Oh. Come back. No, I'm leaving. You can't stop me. Goodbye. Gone forever. Again. Uh-oh. Hi. What's up, Shay? What's going on, brother? Rule 34. Oh, no, you're probably right. Am I straight edge? Only when horny. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not, man. No, I have to take medication because I got arthritis. So I can't be totally straight edge. Plus I smoke. I smoke cigarettes, so I'm not totally straight edge, man. I don't drink anymore, though. I can't. You know? I'm kind of in that situation where I kind of have to. Not be straight edge, or else I am in unruly, terrible pain on some days. New Diabara, oh god. Oh no, that just reminded me, if we make the 50 videos, Diabara-thon's gonna have to happen. Oh shit. Wait, how close are we? God, we're closer than I thought. Oh boy. How's the COVID situation in the U.S.? Pretty bad. Pretty crappy, man. We have 7 million cases in total, which is most in the world. We have over 200,000 deaths, which is most in the world. From state to state, things are a little different. We have two sides about how they feel about this whole pandemic situation. It's a circus over here, my friend. Yeah, it's a real circus over here, my man. All we can do is all that we can do as people is try our best to keep each other and keep ourselves safe and healthy. And if there are folks out there that want to risk it, then it's on them. If something happens, something happens. You can't really control it. You can't control something that happens because somebody refused to adhere to warnings or not protect themselves. Folks are saying that it's a scam or it's this or that. It's all about control. No, it's not, man. China has to be. You know what, Meatman? I'm with you on that. Things all and really. Suppression of information like that and propaganda is not uncommon. In 1918, during the height of the Spanish flu, first of all, information about the Spanish flu initially in the United States was kept from its people by the government as to not to attempt to incite panic. But whenever things got to be too bad, they had no choice but to acknowledge it. It also had the opportunity to spread frequently because of World War I. Woodrow Wilson, who was the president at the time, actually got the Spanish flu. Similar to President Trump with COVID, Woodrow Wilson did survive. However, the lasting effects of the Spanish flu had weakened his system considerably, meaning that shortly after he was out of office, he suffered a massive stroke and eventually died in 1924. So, you know what I mean? It's not having all of the information or some of the information seeming a little too good to be true is pretty commonplace. That's why I don't look at 200,000 people and think to myself, man, we're doing a real banger job at keeping this under control, because it tells me that there are a lot of folks that probably feel pretty shitty and refuse to go to a medical facility because they're afraid of what they might find out, or it would damage what they've been saying over the past couple of months, or they're just scared for their own mortality. Not all of it has to be political. What about the others who will die? That's the big thing. It's such a weird time to be alive. It's such a weird time to be alive where somebody says that it's not only the right thing to do to wear a mask or protect yourself or, take precautions, but it's also patriotic. And that be looked at almost like a derogatory statement, all because of the party that they're associated with, you know what I mean? And it would be the same thing if it had been said by the other party. Much more is all about what letter is right next to someone's name or party affiliated check mark. That's why I hate this stuff. I honestly do. That's what it's all about for me. It's so weird. That's why I try to end every stream by saying, be good to yourself and be good to others and stay safe. Because it really doesn't matter what your political affiliation is, how you feel about it, how you feel about, blacks, gay people, how you feel about the Constitution, how do you feel about grapes. It doesn't fucking matter, That's just good, sound advice or good, smart things to do anyway. Even if we weren't in a pandemic, I would still want you to be good to yourselves, be good to other people, and stay safe. It's just because it means I want to see you again. I want you to hang around and come out with us again, Where I believe the virus came from, it has its origins in China, so I think that's accurate. I think that's definitely accurate. Though it is stated that with the Spanish flu, that was a mutation that originally they linked to Spain because there was an outbreak over there, but that was while there were cases in other corners of the world that were being suppressed by propaganda. And that's just been historically proven as opposed to being, a wild theory. Back then, spreading propaganda was a lot easier because it was believed more, is I guess what I should say. It wasn't necessarily easier. You didn't have the internet where things obviously looked afoul or fucky. There were, it's not like there was a poster board that was right next to the other poster board on the town square that says, "Remember to checketh thy sources." Something's posted up there, and then there's like some dude that posts a bulletin next to it from truth or fiction, and then there's like a little meter there that says it's bullshit or whatever. Excuse me. I believe it came from animals in food markets or labs. As far as that's concerned, I don't know. All I know is that the first reported case of it that we know about, was reported in China. But with the way that the last flu season was last year, where a lot of the symptoms that they talk about mirrored the symptoms that were felt by many during the flu season last year, it would not surprise me that it was present not only in the United States but also abroad, all around the world, throughout the end of 2019. Because viruses like it are occurrences that we've had before. Like a couple years ago, I want to say it was 2017 flu season, was essentially a reemergence of a former flu that was associated with a global panic. It was like a small pandemic. I believe it was called the Asian flu. So some of the flu bugs that we get from year to year that spread are based off of common viruses. They're common now, but whenever they first came, and they were first mutated, they created havoc and panic because they were resistant to vaccines and different things like that. They had found their way around it. It's literal evolution happening right before your eyes. Yeah, see, there you go. Keith right there with a little bit of knowledge there. Coronavirus is, the novel coronavirus is very similar to what gets you common cold. The difference is that this is a mutated version of it. This is a mutated version of it that carries other symptoms and other dangers to it. It's one that strikes the lungs with a lot more ferocity. To the point where it affects your blood oxygen level, which can kill you. If you are already predisposed to other illnesses of the heart or of the lungs, you're already in a bad situation. When am I going to where I plan to go to any concerts before COVID? I didn't have anything planned yet. No. I didn't have anything on my agenda. I had just gotten back from a trip to Florida. That was my big part of excitement for 2020, was that I was going to go to Florida in February, which I did. They were talking about it a little bit on the news at that point. And I was like so many other people where I thought to myself, oh, well, this is just like a really, really bad flu. I didn't have all the information. A lot of us didn't have all the information that we needed in those early days. Whether that's right or not, that's up to a person to decide. Because I'm also of the mindset. I'm also of the mindset where I don't necessarily think that I don't think that this would have mattered as to who was in office. You know what I mean? If it would have been Hillary Clinton in America or Bernie Sanders in America as opposed to Donald Trump, I don't think it makes a difference, because I think you're still looking at a virus that during its early, initial moments just freaking goes nuts, runs wild like it did. I don't think there's any one choice that could have made that better or different. It's a little different than, say, 9/11 here in America, where there was intelligence on, important lawmakers' desks. By the way, there's the poll for those of you who have not voted in it as of yet. Please vote. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It has everything to do with a video that will eventually be on the channel. It's not like where there's intelligence there of a physical attack that you can see coming and know exactly the extent of, or potentially the extent of how bad it's going to be. With this here, we didn't know. No one was going to know. So, yeah, SARS was an outbreak in 2002. Its death count was quite low by comparison to this. Same thing with a lot of the folks that are talking about the swine flu. This is the swine flu, but down in back in I think 08 or 09, right before the turn of the last decade. The death toll for that one's in the 3 figures, not the 6 to 7 figures. And this is a bad motherfucker. This is a bad mamma jamma. That's all there is to it. We could talk about history all night long, and we could talk about the science of it all night long. The reality of it is, this is a bad mamma jamma that we have to deal with, and we have to get past. We have to get past this together. There's a lot of need for togetherness in this world right now, and we're in a world right now that isn't showcasing a lot of that, at least not within these borders that I'm currently in. So it's rough. Was I very young with 9/11? I was a senior in high school. I knew exactly what I was doing. I had just gone from my first period class to my second period class. The principal of my high school, who just became principal that year, came across the PA and said, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, today seems to be a big day for terrorism," and then instructed everybody to turn on their classroom televisions in order to watch the coverage, which most of the teachers declined to do. However, I watched coverage of it in a 4th period class, which was some sort of ethics or morality class. There was only 4 of us in total in that class. Not a popular choice, as you can tell. So we watched the coverage throughout that entire period. I know here locally, in the local public schools, I went to a private school, private Catholic school. But in the public schools, there were parents coming and taking their kids out left and right. There was panic, legitimate panic, especially after the plane crashed in Pennsylvania, which was 1 county over from me. Fayette County is on the border of West Virginia. It's literally directly north of Morgantown, West Virginia, where WVU is. So Shanksville is 1 county to the east. It was very, for whenever you see a lot of these things that happen on television, you seldom don't think of yourself as really a part of them, because you probably don't live in a place that's directly affected unless you live in one of these big cities, or something unfortunate just happens within your town or your suburb or your jurisdiction or whatever. That right there, that plane crashing in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, was about the closest thing that I'd ever seen make national news from this area. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I know, I need to take a break, Meat Mun, but at this point I might as well just stick around, because I think I'm only going to stream till about 6:30. And plus that poll ends here in 6 minutes. Yeah, Brandon, that pretty much was what it felt like. Although my tech department, I wish she was here to tell the story, because I think her story might actually be better. So one of these days, whenever the two of us end up streaming together, it'll happen. I'm not sure when, I'm not sure how, but it'll happen. Somebody put this up here in like the back of your memory, so whenever this happens, and you get this memory, you're like, why do I remember that? And you just spit it out. Ask my tech department what she was doing, or what her memory of 9/11 was. See you later, Pencil Pen. Eddie Van Halen unfortunately passed away today at the age of 65 from throat cancer. So it was throat cancer that took him from us, unfortunately. I better drop that poll link one more time, considering there's just 5 more minutes to vote. So there's 5 more minutes in this poll for you to have the opportunity to vote in it. There's 36 of you in chat right now. This currently has 25 votes associated with it, so if you are in chat and you have not voted yet, go to that link and vote. You are helping determine the content that will be coming to the channel as a result of viewer Videomania. You were watching BBC World when 9/11 happened. I forget what I was doing whenever the 7/7 bombing happened. Because if I'm being honest with you, I also don't remember the year like that, you know? And I feel I feel ignorant about that, if I'm being honest, because so many people know about 9/11. You know, a lot of folks that are from outside of this country know a lot about America, because it's probably shoved in your faces a lot. I apologize for that, by the way, even though I had nothing to do with it. But you know. But yeah, I feel like I should know more about that. I should have more respect, you know? But they've got, you know, with America, you basically can count on one hand how many times we've been hit with something that has rocked other countries way more often, you know? So I guess that's why some of that stuff just sticks in your head. But I was even thinking about that the other day. We might have mentioned it in stream, but eventually 9/11 is not going to be treated the same way that it is right now. You know, eventually it's just going to end up being a news blip, similar to what happens whenever Pearl Harbor Day comes to pass, whenever that anniversary comes up. And a lot of that will have mostly to do with age. Yeah, well, see, with the viral outbreaks, I went over and just looked up list of pandemics, because I was curious. I was curious to learn that the bubonic plague technically lasted hundreds of years in different locations, with some being so virulent where it wiped out 20 to 25 million people within just like 100 years, or like a very short period of time. And then it popped up during different moments and that there have been cases of the bubonic plague around like Africa and Asia as recent as like the past 15 years. Like there was a plague outbreak in Madagascar, I believe 15 or so years ago. But then there's also like 6 or 7 different cholera outbreaks. There was, the Spanish flu that was also happening alongside of other things. I looked at the polio numbers for America and laughed hysterically. I exploded with laughter because these old folks, like some of these older folks in America, like honestly, it's hysterical to me. It really, really is. The folks that are saying, "Oh, well, polio was more violent or killed you or did more harm to you." The number of people who died from polio was 9,000. Maybe a little bit over 9,000. Over 9,000! We're at 200K here. So, silence your mouth, brother or sister. And I think the new Megadeth album's coming out. My hope is that, I'm hoping sooner rather than later. 2021 would be nice. 2021 would be nice. Here, Rob Flinton's got he has his own podcast now. I imagine that's tons of fun. Have you listened to any of it by chance, Keith? What would I do if I moved to Mars? Well, I guess the show would be over. I wouldn't be able to fulfill all those videos unless, somehow I found out Mars had Wi-Fi. Someone would have to bring Wi-Fi to Mars for me. Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The poll is over. 27 votes in total. Very similar to regular democracy. Not everybody participated. Hey, Andrew. How do you know if you don't try, my brother? Give it a go. Give it a shot. Do it in your voice. Do it with how you would explain something. If people make fun of you, who gives a shit? You have something you can be proud of. That's what counts. Somebody goes on there and says, Halen sucks. And you just be like, okay, well, that guy sucks. Who cares? Do it because you want to do it, because you have that drive to do it. Don't worry about what other people think, brother. If I worried what other people thought, I'd have never made the first video for this channel. I never made the first video, and I wouldn't have continued onward. I do care about what people think in the respect that I want folks to like it. I want folks to enjoy it. But, whenever it comes to, I don't care if you agree with me on something. Like, if I post a review of something and you disagree with it, you think it was a better album or a worse album than what I said, that's fine. That's whatever, man. We can disagree whenever it comes to stuff like that and still be friends or still, have the relationship of reviewer / reader / watcher or whatever. Yeah, I'm not even considering, the logistics of Mars. I'm just sitting here like, well, fuck, there's no Wi-Fi, so I guess viewer Videomania is out. My priorities are clearly in the proper place. Come now. Is it not in perfect harmony with how it should be? 27 people voted for video number 36. A little bit smaller of a turnout than I expected, but it's okay. In fourth place, with 3 of those 27 votes, we have 5 Reasons People Love Elton John. That will be our number 4 of this 4 option votes. In third place with 5 votes, 18.52% of votes, we have Emperor Prometheus, The Discipline of Fire and Demise album review. That was based off an idea from Meatmun asking me to review my favorite black metal album of all time, which is that album. Second place with 29.63%, or 8 of the 24 or 27 votes. Top 10 songs in all Tony Hawk games. And in first place with 11 votes, 40.74% of the total votes. The one that I pretty much thought was a slam dunk guarantee. Albums that connect you as a family. That was from Maru. That is going to be our winner. So congratulations to Maru with that great idea that now will be made into a reality. As we're video number 36. Make sure I get the old all my information here. I put pool link like a moron. There we go. Mara right now is on a roll. She has also given us the previous poll that won, which is 10 albums that are utterly heart-wrenching. So we have a good mix here. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's good stuff. Yeah, that's going to be one where I'm going to have to... I'm wondering how I'm going to do that or when I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to have to try to do that before the 19th, if I can. On the 19th of this month, my father goes in for knee surgery. So maybe I should wait until after that, since he'll have nowhere to go. How terrible does that sound? How terrible does that sound? Also, the Mantle re-review as your now #1 album of all time. Is that... oh, that's probably the other video topic, huh? That's the other video. Gotcha. Roger that. Yeah, Mantle is numero uno. It is usurped. Rest in peace. And I still hold that to be true. So, sad day for Rest in Peace fans, I suppose, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Really, whenever it comes to some of these other vidges, I just need to talk to like 1 or 2 people and I'm good. We can do these. You know, until, of course, we pass the next one and then start the cycle again. Hey, thanks, Pasio. I appreciate that, man. I'm sure he does as well. I know he's going to appreciate that also. This song is awesome, by the way. This is a really good album closer. I'm actually surprised somebody hasn't come in with that hot rank 'em all Van Halen demand. That's okay. Yeah, no. It held the title for a long period of time whenever it came to videos. I mean, at the very least, 6 years. It held that title for a long, long time, but to this point, like, the Mantle has become a tradition. Not only within stream, but also for myself, where the first snow, the first winter snow that I see means that at the earliest convenience to me, I listen to the Mantle and Ashes Against the Grain back to back, and honestly, Ashes Against the Grain is optional. That is an optional idea for me. You know, because the Mantle to me, it's just perfect. I love that album so much. I've listened to that over and over again, even though it's not my number one album on Last FM. Alice in Chains, you know, just, ooh boy. That's okay, Shay. I mean, we can totally have different opinions. Do I know somebody with COVID? I know somebody who just got diagnosed this morning, and I know somebody who passed away from COVID back in late June. Family member, in fact. Distant family member.
Hello, baby.
We're going to finish it with a couple tracks off of 5150, and then we're going to close things up for the night. Thanks to everybody, though, who voted and who's been hanging out for the last couple of hours as we pay respect to Eddie Van Halen. And how many 30 out of 30s do I have? Are we talking historically or just ever since we instituted 30 out of 30 as the rating system for the channel? Because whenever it comes, like this year, for example, there are no 30 out of 30s. There were no 30 out of 30s in 2019. Oh, I'll play the Mantle all throughout winter. All time? Oh, jeez. Hey, take care, Shay. You have a good one. 11:30. Brother, get yourself some sleep. Either that or, you know, spank it before you go to bed. You know, get yourself a little pleasure before you pass off to dreamland. Good night, mate. Shit, all time. If I looked at that list, which again, that list is gone. I'll have to type that back out from scratch. Oh man. I actually couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you that accurately, Meat Mun. I couldn't tell you that accurately, Meat Mun. I want to say that there's at least like 10. There's got to be at least 10. You know? But that sounds so low. Like, that sounds like it is impossibly low. Like, it has to be greater than that numerically for sure. Hi, Goku. How's it going, buddy? We're going to be going at it for probably about another 10 or so minutes, man. When are we next streaming? We're going to be next streaming on Thursday. We'll get started a little bit earlier, and we'll probably go a little later. But, I can definitely tell you the Mantle. I can definitely tell you Rust in Peace. Pretty much anything within the top 5 is probably a 30 out of 30. With the guarantee that. Again, I'd have to, since that list is not anywhere close to in front of me, since it got destroyed with the computer, unless I need to find a way to plug in that hard drive and try to extract all that shit, man. I'm saying it has to be like 10 to 15. Still Life, yes. Still Life and Blackwater Park are both 30 out of 30s. My Arms Your Hearse is up there too, man. Like shit. Like Opeth alone, I think, might have 3 perfect scores. And the fact that they are consecutive albums is absurd. But like how I would, you know, change them or like intermix them is weird because I would go Still Life and then probably, I don't know, like this part always kind of gets debated within my own mind because I know Still Life is my number 1 from the Opeth discography, but I feel like My Arms and Blackwater Park can kind of like jut back and forth, like in August and September, those were more My Arms Your Hearse months. You know, this month, in the next month could be a Blackwater Park month. Any month to me is a Still Life month. That's how I know that's the real cream of the crop, the tip of the top. Metropolis Part 2. That one is close. I'm thinking yes, though the last time I went to listen to that album all the way through, I struggled a little bit. I struggled just a little bit with that, and I don't really know why. Favorite song off of each Opeth album? In Mist She Was Standing, Black Rose Immortal, Demon of the Fall, but Karma really, really fucking close. Karma really, really close. My favorite album off of Still Life is all of them. My cream is probably... I'd have an easier time telling you the song off of Still Life I play the least, which is The More. So I'll just do that. The More is the song I listen to the least. Favorite from Blackwater Park? Damn. Title track. Deliverance, self-titled, or Master's Apprentices. Damnation is In My Time of Need. Ghost Reveries, Harlequin, Reverie Harlequin Forest. Watershed. Come on, it's Burden. This is a song I've always kind of had like a love-hate relationship with, Mario, to be honest. This was a song that, like, remember how I was telling you earlier about radio? You know, hearing stuff on the radio from Van Halen? This was the song I seldom wanted to... I didn't want to hear this song that often. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there. For Heritage, it's probably either Slither or Hack's Process. Maybe Folklore. Folklore's jutting out at me. That's a pretty awesome track. It's real, deep in the album, 8-minute long epic. Well, near epic. Veil Communion's Moon Above, Sun Below. Sorceress is the title track, actually. I love that song. No Crystallis is also awesome. And then for Incauda, it's a tie between Love, Lore, and Crime and All Things Will Pass, which I think All Things gets the nod. No, I wanted to address that, and make sure that I made that clear. Because this really is the one song where if I heard it on the radio, I was more influenced or more willing to turn the station. I wasn't feeling it, which, hearing it now, I'm still kind of like, can we hurry it up? Like, this is one of those Van Halen singles that I never really understood why it was, beloved. I'm not a big fan of it. For others, it might be their favorite song. Hey, see you later, Blanky. Have yourself a good one. We're going to be rolling here shortly. Dave or Sammy? I'm more of a Davey guy. I'm more of a David Lee Roth. But his balance just proves this. Do not sleep on Sammy Hagar, man. We'll see you next time, Mayor Blanky. I appreciate you, brother. Hope everything works out for you, man. Yeah, I'm getting hungry myself, despite the fact that right before the stream I stopped myself with like 1,500 calories. I had 2 like super calorie soaked chicken sandwiches, which were high in protein, and a couple zebra cakes. Like something that you can rattle off so simply, being that many calories, like literally 75% of what I need daily, is nuts. But those chicken sandwiches are like jam-packed with protein. And I love protein, man. Like anything with protein, I dig. So what I'll probably do tonight. So I have some zebra cakes then. Used to. Box is very empty. See you later, Metal Douche Mike. But yeah, I did end up getting some. I think the hockey guy's going to start his stream soon. That's all good. Like I said, we're going to be checking out here in a minute or so. But what we'll do is we'll finish up Get Up, and then Dreams comes up next. Dreams actually comes up next, so I think I'll definitely play that for Goku since it's coming up next. And after Dreams, we're gonna call it for the evening. But I hear about YouTube dropping from 10 minutes to 8 minutes now. Yeah, I heard about that, and honestly, I think that's a decent idea, but at the same time, the way things are going, I don't know how much it matters. I really don't know how much it matters. YouTube, to me, I'm just going to tell you right now, making these vids for viewer Videomania, it ain't about the money. It really isn't. I'll even go bold with you all and confess that if, I relaunched the Patreon and there was a guaranteed $2,000 or $2,500 per month worth of revenue coming from that, I'd probably just take ads off every single one of my videos. If I made enough to live month to month with a little bit of cushion to spare, where I'm not sacrificing a meal or would not be able to handle, for example, having to take my car out to get brakes or something, I'd probably take ads off all my videos, including the existing ones. Because there's so many more ads that we're seeing per video, per capita these days, but it's making no difference whenever it comes to ad revenue. In fact, if anything, ad revenue is worse than it was. Yeah, I know, Meatman, I know you're a patron. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I really do. What I mean with the relaunch is to really be, to have that be a major part of the marketing. Quote unquote, the marketing I do. Because I do a ton of marketing. But I don't know, I mean, if that's something that folks would rather do, I mean, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try it again. I like to consider tiers and stuff for you guys, but again, the one thing about doing this all through stream is that you get, usually you get something right away, and then you get something whenever whenever I can make the video or whatever. So I mean, there's a bunch of different things I can do that way too. So there are options. I can't believe I'm about to say this. It's the middle of October, but I need to put my fan on. It's warm in here. Hi, Nemo. Nemo, you're shamed. I'm appreciative to anybody who believes in this little this little thing, man. The fact that some of you guys have been as dedicated and as generous as you have been, it's not only helpful for me, but it's also it just speaks volumes that everything that we've aimed to accomplish has been worth it, Well, I know, Meatman, that tomorrow, here at least, it's supposed to get up to 74 or 75 degrees. It's supposed to get warm, and then it's going to go back down. I think this is only just in here, because we've had the heat on a couple nights, and it's gotten it kind of really, really warm whenever I've woken up, and then it just gets trapped. Because I don't open my windows very often in this office. I probably should do that. That might have been the better move than tossing the fan on. Limo Oficial, saludos desde United States. Appreciation, my friend. I don't know the language. I I hopefully said things correctly. Americano, is it? Americaz? I don't know the language, but saludos to you. I appreciate you. Rest in peace to Eddie Van Halen. We're going to be heading out here in a couple of moments, Lamio, so I appreciate you stopping by. 81 degrees in Huntington. Oh, brother. I could use 81 degrees right now. I wouldn't mind sweating once or twice more prior to being freaking miserable all winter long. Christ. Jesus Christ, they made. There you go. If you guys are looking for some entertainment after we head out, check out Metal Douche Mike over there. He's going to be starting up a stream. Imagine wasting money on this douchebag. I know, right? I'm a horrible person. I'm such a terrible, terrible individual, you know? Can't even take an opinion. Man, oh man. All those cats, what a pussy, man. What a poussoir. What a poussoir. Such a purty mouth for such hateful words. Well, ladies and gents, rest in peace to Eddie. Man, it's been definitely a tough day, but the music will live on forever, the memory will live on forever, and we will come back at you. We will come back at you on Thursday. What can Van Halen's band do now? That's for the future to tell us. Hopefully we'll have answers for that soon enough. You know what I mean? So, that's going to do it for us for today. Like I said, if you want to hang out over there with Metal Douche Mike, with his stream, pop on over there. I'm sure that there are, if you haven't subscribed over to Nazarene's Music, she does debut her stuff in a live setting prior to going on to her channel. She must have discovered the premieres function or finally got it, which I'm happy for, you know, because it's really helpful. But thank you all for a really chill sit-down stream where we talked a lot about Van Halen and the influence that he's had, really life in general and everything. Another heavy stream. Proof that his passing certainly affected all of us, even if he wasn't necessarily an artist that was requested all the time here in stream or talked about all that often. That it was still very, very important for all of us. So we will check you guys on Thursday. I thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Take care of other people. Be good to yourselves. Stay safe. Stay music. Stay metal. Rest in peace, Eddie. We'll see you on the other side, brother.